the stress that you feel now is not because of what's happening now. This activation of this is not because of what's happening now. It's almost always something that's either a thought about some future something or a thought about some past something. But we're going to get into that big time, so just kind of let that sit there. There are a few studies that kind of say, yeah, you're more likely to be responsive to stress or be more, what's the right word? Prone to stress because of certain factors, genetics, whatever you want. The only problem that I have, not a problem, but where I like to go with stress is if I can't do anything about it, then I'm not going to worry. But if I can do something about it, then I will do everything possible to make it so even if I am prone, like I know for one thing in my family, we are really, really prone to addictions. I have just brothers who are all alcoholics, and addiction runs pretty strong in our family. I don't know if that's a genetic thing or just a familial thing. I don't know for sure. But the instant I say, well, there's nothing I can do because it's a genetic thing, then I'm doomed, right? But as soon as I say, okay, this is something that I notice happening in my family, but I can still do something about it, then I'm no longer doomed, right? So I don't know, and it may be true, but I want to focus on, in as many instances as possible, can I do something that gives me power to not be stressed in the first place? Questions?
So I have a question about anxiety. Is anxiety and stress hand in hand, or is anxiety in a category on its own?
So when you say anxiety, what do you mean?
Like just having anxiety in your body, like you feel anxiety all the time.
So give me a different, instead of say a different way of describing anxiety.
Like you feel anxious.
That's it. You just said the same thing.
I don't know
Do you know what I mean?
it.
So
how do you feel when you feel anxious?
right.
Kind of, I'm not like shaky, but like inside I feel shaky.
Okay. So the way you describe it, anxiety, stress, synonyms. Same thing, to my mind. It's just how the symptoms show up for us are different for everybody. And in your case, you said you're shaky, did you say? Mm-hmm. And what else? You kind of went hear something, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you notice when you feel anxious. And I would say, yeah, and that's the same thing as when you feel in fight or flight response. So I'd say they're pretty close to the same thing. It's a good question, because you hear that term not thrown around a lot. Oh, I'm just anxious. And I'm thinking, yeah, you're in fight or flight response, or you're in stress, or you're anxious. It's all the same thing.
It doesn't feel like stress really. It feels like it's something on its own, so that's why I was kind of confused.
Yeah, it's the same thing.